Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be helping you guys once again with your lag issues and also with your game crashing issues. Today's date is February 20th, 2020, and the new Fortnite season has been released. The long anticipated wait is finally over and we finally have the new season. I've been so excited for this and I've been counting down the days. And I finally got the chance to hop on and test this game out, but as I've noticed is a repeating pattern with Fortnite. Anytime they add a big update or a new season, there always seems to be frame drops and other issues with the game not running smoothly. So the first thing I did was go into settings and see what Fortnite's changed, what they've added, and what they removed. So the first thing I noticed when I went into my settings was the 3 new options that they've added under advanced graphics, and the most noticeable one was the DirectX 12 beta. Now for those of you who do not know what DirectX is, it is a rendering system that Fortnite uses for their game. Now what we used in the previous season was actually DirectX 11, and when you first launch in, that is what it's auto set to. But thankfully Fortnite has added a new rendering system called DirectX 12, and that is what I'm now currently using, and it actually increased my performance by a little bit. So first things first, if you're currently using DirectX 11, make sure you set that to DirectX 12, hit confirm, and restart your game to put this in progress. The next setting I want to talk about is allow multi-thread rendering. The goal of multi-thread rendering is to help people's performance on computers with multi-core processors. So if you have a multi-core processor, then you want to make sure that you have this on because it will help your FPS and performance overall. But if your CPU is not very good and it's not a multi-core processor, then you definitely want to have this off because it actually might cause game hitches and other FPS related issues, which is a normal problem with people who just have lower end PCs. But your best bet if you have a lower end PC is to turn this off. And if you need help figuring out what kind of processor you have, you can check out your specs in your computer system, figure out which CPU you have, and figure out if it's a multi-core processor or not. So those are the main 2 things on how to fix your frames, and those are just the 2 new things that I've noticed in settings. But as always, turning all of your settings on low and even turning down 3D resolution will help a lot with your frames as well, especially if you have a lower end computer. Alright, so another issue that causes frame drops in Fortnite that a lot of people don't know about is actually having your replays on. By having replays on, your computer is having to work harder to save extra gameplay, which in turn stresses your computer and takes away smoothness on the game. Now replays really aren't essential, and if you don't have a higher end computer, you really should consider turning these off. I have mine on right now because I actually use them for thumbnails, but if you do not need replays on, definitely want to cut these off, and that will help your performance tremendously. Alright, now that I've talked about frame drops, I'm actually going to talk about game crashing, which is a huge issue with a lot of you guys, especially people with lower end computers, and Fortnite thankfully added a setting that should help tremendously with this. This setting is called Use GPU Crash Debugging. So thankfully for me, my game never really crashes, I just have more issues with my frames, especially since I stream and record. So basically by having Use GPU Crash Debugging on, when your game crashes, it helps figure out why it's crashing and prevents it from happening more in the future. So if you crash a lot, you're probably going to want to have this on, but unfortunately there is a small downside of having this on. It might cost you a few frames or some performance issues, which if you're playing on a lower end computer with low frames, then you might actually just want to keep this off and kind of just deal with the crashing. But if you only experience crashing and not really frame drops, then this might be the right setting for you, and you can just click this and keep it on. Alright guys, so I know this is a shorter video, but I found these tips very helpful as far as reducing my lag, which is essential to me since I play Fortnite a lot and I also like to record it. So I figured I'd make a little quick tip video on how to fix lag this season, and I hope this helps you guys so you can start having fun in the new season of Fortnite. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching the video. As always, be sure to leave me a comment down below letting me know if this worked for you. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below as well, and be sure to like and subscribe and use code TruthfullySpoken in the Fortnite item shop. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace out.